Alright guys, it's time to talk about Bitget Token once again on the channel. Now the last time we talked about it was actually on May 18th and it had broken out of this diamond pattern, guys. We'll get into that in a second. I want to go ahead and mention that I just became a partner of Bitget Exchange today. I'm actually very excited about it. They contacted me actually on Wednesday and finally we formed this partnership. And yeah guys, anyways, let's jump into the TA here real quick. Now let me put this on an hourly time frame. I think that's what I put basically this diamond pattern in. Now you can see this diamond pattern had a target up here at about $5.17. Now we also had a little mini flag here. I think that was on the 15-minute time frame. It was a really low time frame, I remember, guys. Yeah, so if I zoom in, let's just take a look at this. The target was actually up here at about $5.25. Now look where much of this trading, it didn't actually get higher than about $5.25 for a while. It kind of cooled off. It did shoot up to $5.36 after what, like a few days. Now, we actually had a little bit of a breakout last night. So let me put this back on a 4-hour time frame and zoom out here. And yeah, you can see that we retested this $5.20 mark. Now I just added this actually today because I could see that there's kind of a resistance there. So I added this $5.21 mark, and yeah, we got to bounce off that. We made it as high as about what, $5.85, let's say. So not too bad. We have dipped down all the way to about $5.43, but we're getting a little bit of a bounce now. And this is because of what Trump basically said earlier, guys. Pretty much, crashed the market here. And, he said that he was going to put 50% tariffs on the European Union, guys. So that actually made this crash down quite a bit. But yeah, it is starting to recover once again. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, guys, in the long run. Now, let's take a quick look at this. On a bigger time frame here. I just want to look at it, and you can see that basically we're getting into territory that we haven't been since middle February, guys. So last time we were this high was basically on the 13th of February. And the next real resistance for us, guys, is up here at $5.97. So we should have pretty much a free ride all the way up. Now, I haven't marked off anything lower than a daily resistance or anything like that, like a 4-hour time frame resistance or 12-hour. But pretty much there's a gap between about $5.20 up to about $5.97. So, this is the floor, this is the support at the moment, and this is the resistance. Let's see how high we can make it, how quick we can make it. But I do think we're going to make it there very, very soon. Now, taking a quick look at the RSI and the Stoke, guys, I'm going to go from the lower time frames up. Basically, it's not overbought just yet on the Stoke here, but it's kind of flirting with it a little bit. This is a very quick time frame, and actually you can see it ticking up here. It's kind of funny, but the RSI is going sideways here. Now, 1-hour time frame, it's actually oversold on the Stoke, and it's pretty much going sideways on the RSI, so that looks fine. 4-hour, actually turning to the downside on the Stoke, slightly pointed up here on the RSI. Daily time frame, let's take a look at this. It's pretty much overbought here on both the RSI and Stoke, so that's not so great. The weekly, coming up pretty heavily and on the Stoke, and the RSI is just kind of sloping up here, but still has a ways to go. Now keep in mind the weekly is quite a long time frame, so this is a very slow mover. Compared to the other time frames. Now the monthly actually coming up here, it's oversold and kind of flirting with being overbought on the RSI. So in my opinion, guys, I do think this is bound to cool off just a little bit, probably through the weekend. It may move up a little bit more. Like I said, the next resistance is up here at $5.97. But yeah, I do think some of these indicators need to kind of cool off and reset. Now, taking a quick look at the MACD, guys, I'm going to look at this on the longer term time frames like the daily and the weekly. Now we're on the weekly right now. It is actually light red here, so it's it looks like it's about to turn green. In fact, here, so let's take a look and see the highest it's ever been, though. Yeah, if we look at that in history, guys, it's pretty much this wave up at about 1.53 or so. So yeah, and it looks like it's about to curve up again. I do believe we're going to get at least another wave like this, maybe even bigger this time. Now, on the daily time frame, it's already starting to print some green here, and it's actually getting dark green again. Now, the highest it's ever been, if we look at this recently, yeah, it's probably up here at about 1.25. And yeah, we're just barely above, zero, really. So yeah, we can go quite a ways, higher, I think. So yeah, daily, weekly on the MACD look pretty good. They're coming up. So yeah, everything I think is, lining up for BGB to go much higher, guys. Now, taking a look at the CoinGecko here and looking at the tokenomics, basically you have a 2 billion max supply, and circulating is 1.169 billion. Now, we know that they burned a bunch of tokens recently in a couple of, I think, quarterly burns. All-time high, $8.45. You're getting about a 34% discount at the moment. So, still not that bad, guys. But the all-time high was about 5 months ago. And, yeah, I mean, it's actually, one of my biggest holdings, as you see here, guys. And the profit, this is wrong, guys. Let me just go ahead and say that. I know probably you'll comment on that. But, yeah, the holdings, this is actually my holdings, guys. And, yeah, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, like I said, dumped a little bit today. Yesterday it was a bit higher. Now we are just trying to get a little bit of a bounce here. Let's see where this ends up at the end of the day. But, so far we've kept this trend line here. And this goes back to the 9th of April. So since then, we've just been trending up. We've been getting some bounces off this. Now, I haven't marked off any resistances above 106.241. There just really isn't any, guys. We kind of have to wait to see, where resistances form on the daily and the weekly time frame. But for now, we don't really have anything above us. Now, we do have this target here at about $115,000 from the very long cup and handle that we made over years, guys. So you can see this little cup, handle, and basically the breakout. So we are almost there. Now, just keep in mind this is kind of a conservative target, and it could well exceed it. Now, it could also fall a little bit under it as well. Just have to be patient here. Let's see what happens. But sitting at $109, $224 is still not bad, guys. Now, taking a quick look at Ethereum, guys, we do have this target up here at $3,200 pretty much. I haven't marked off any resistances on a weekly time frame above this 2,500 one right now. Right now, we are still kind of fighting getting out of this Fibonacci level. Now, this Fibonacci ends at about 27.55, let's say, and then we get into this next zone. So I should mark off some weekly resistances. I'll have to do that in my free time, though, guys, because it takes a little bit of time. I don't want to waste your time right now. Anyways, the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, still fighting with 1.25 trillion here, but we're at 1.22 trillion. Still not bad, guys. This is kind of a pattern that we do see a lot. And we see this run up, a dip, and then we see a break. So I do have faith that this is probably going to break very soon. Now, dominance actually got a little bit of a bounce today, but still has a red candle. Yesterday, also a red candle. So let's see, guys. I do feel this is probably going to finish red. It's probably not going to go all the way back down to this wick, but I do feel it's probably going to be a red candle today. Now, it is still Bitcoin season, and it's a 22 on the altcoin season index still. If we look at the dollar, guys, it is actually going down pretty heavily. That makes a stronger Bitcoin. Now, liquidation heat map, guys, is sitting at 562 million, basically, that have been wrecked, mostly longs, because we had that big drop today, guys. Be careful if you're using leverage. Actually, I want to go ahead and mention that I did use leverage today on BingX. They actually gave me a $200 voucher, not just because I'm a partner, but just because they wanted me to try the trading. So I think I I got that just because I'm a user, not that I'm a partner, guys. So yeah, I do recommend checking out BingX. It's not a bad exchange, guys. So we are finally out of the 70 to 74 range on the Fear and Greed Index. If we go down, you can actually see that we've come up now. But basically, since the 9th to yesterday, we were between a 4-point, range here. So yeah, we're sitting at a 78 right now, but that is extreme greed. So I'm a little bit worried, guys, because we don't want to be this high. If we stay this high for too long, we expect a crash. All the veterans will tell you this. Now, the bull market peak indicators, guys, still 100% hold. Nothing's been hit yet, so don't worry. Best indicator, Pi Cycle Top indicator, guys, I don't think it's going to cross anytime soon. If we take a look at MEXC, guys, let me go ahead and mention this is a very good tool. They have charts, statistics, articles, and things like this, guys. But the macro economic news today wasn't too, big, let's say. It's nothing like you see over here at 0.685. That's huge. But if you look at everything here, guys, it was positive, but mostly under 0.1, which I would say is big news. And yeah, you do have this France consumer confidence as well. A little bit negative, slightly negative. But the rest of this was pretty positive today. Now, if we take a look at next week, guys, on Sunday, actually, Fed Chair Powell speaks. I'm not sure what he's speaking about. Monday is Memorial Day, so not much trading is going to probably take place on Monday, because the S&P and NASDAQ will be closed, and Bitcoin tends to follow it quite a bit. So let's see, maybe we can get a bounce on Monday ourselves. But Tuesday, you do have core durable goods orders. We do have some HPI numbers. We do have consumer confidence. We have a couple of speakers here, or actually several speakers. Wednesday, we have actually a couple of speakers. We do have the Fed meeting minutes, guys. That will probably tell us quite a bit what might happen in the future. We may see the FedWatch tools kind of swing on that day. But yeah, right now it's actually going up for no cut, basically. So 98% chance we're not getting a cut in the next meeting. Now, the next meeting is still 25 days away, so keep that in mind, guys. But let's go back to this calendar real quick. Now, Thursday, we have GDP, and we got PCE for Q1. We got jobless claims. We also have a speaker here. And on Friday, we have the core PCE numbers. We got PCE price index. We got personal spending, Chicago PMI. We got Michigan numbers. Atlanta Fed GDP now for Q2. So, yeah, guys, we do have a lot going on next week. So it is a little bit, more action-packed towards the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday. But yeah, we do have something going on Tuesday. But Wednesday, just a lot of these speakers are speaking. But let's see what they say, guys. Maybe it can kind of sway this, FedWatch tools a little bit. And yeah, we'll see. Now, the crypto bubbles, guys, it is mostly red today. Yeah, BGB, it's green. So yeah, Jupiter, Form, Pepe, Pith, Virtual, Hype, all these are just a few percent up. But nothing is too down really, except Trump coin, guys. And that's because what he just said about the EU. Now, I would never buy Trump because, it's just not, there's no real fundamental reason to have this coin. And if he does anything bad, guys, then this goes down significantly. Of course, when he says something good, it goes up. But it's just too volatile, guys. I would rather have BGB, honestly. Anyways, if you want to stake your BGB, it's actually not on Coinondo. The only place is probably in Bitget anyways. But if you want to stake anything else, check it out. And for example, you want to check out Bitcoin deals. There's 62 deals here. And yeah, do your homework. Check out the limits. Check out the number of days you have to stake things. Be careful. Just do your homework before you start moving, cash around. Anyways, if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Check out, some of the exchanges like Bitget, MEXC, BingX, Blowfin, and BitUnix exchanges, all below, guys, that I'm working with and partnered with. And yeah, if you want MEXC, guys, like I said, you can sign up for it as well. It's much more than just these measurements, of course, guys. But if you want to become a member of the channel, I will forward these measurements to the Telegram that I have created. And you'll know what's happening at the moment it happens, guys. Anyways, Like I said, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.